Yeah, I look like a zombie right now because I just came back from work and I should be in bed, but I kind of wanted to just get this done because I did actually do a recording of this a couple days ago, but I was kind of rambling a lot, so I kind of want to just shorten this down and just kind of, I guess, have it more focused so I'm not rambling so much, or I'll just save it for the end. I don't know what I'll do. So I'm sure some of you have noticed that this past few months I've kind of been slowing down when it comes to uploading videos, and I'm feeling like my creative drive has just kind of been like screeched to a halt in a way. The thing is, I feel like this is something that has been gradually happening over the course of like almost 2 years at this point. And thinking about it, I think I know where the sort of downfall, I guess, quote unquote, started to happen. I think this stream right here was where everything kind of started to sort of fall apart. For those of you who weren't around during that time, that stream was when I first got raided by a online group of people that were just kind of like relentless and very terrible. I would continue dealing with those people for the next year and a half, pretty much. I'm not going to talk about the things that they did. There's a document about it. I'll put a link in the description if you want to read more into it. But be advised, guys, there's some very, very triggering stuff in there, so look at it with your own discretion. To give you an idea of the kind of things these people were doing, they were basically spamming every slur imaginable to me, even ones that didn't even apply to me. But yeah, they would be spamming that in my stream chats, my YouTube comments and posts, and even in my Discord DMs. So yeah, that was fun to deal with for a year and a half. But the thing specifically that I want to mention is at some point they decided to take it so far as to basically accuse me of being a PDF file, as people on YouTube call it because you can't say the word. It even got to the point where they fabricated a whole DM of me supposedly talking to a minor and trying to groom them, which was just completely untrue. And they went ahead and sent that to another Splatoon YouTuber, which ended up getting me banned from several servers temporarily. But I specifically remember this happened during work, when I was at work. And as this was going on, I remember I was like having a severe anxiety attack when I was hearing of all this stuff going on, and it got to the point where I couldn't function properly and I had to leave work early because of it. Because the fact of the matter is, like, that happened and like no one even told me what was going on. I didn't even know what happened. So here I was just getting banned from servers for reasons that I didn't even know about. And then when I did hear about it, and I was just like, well, like, what am I supposed to do? Because I can't defend myself. Eventually, things got cleared up, and that's when the document was made to basically spread awareness about them because they were starting to go after other Splatoon YouTubers. And I just want to say to all the YouTubers, all the Splat-tubers that were affected by these people, I am sorry that I brought this onto the community because, like, the amount of like headaches and stress that this has caused me, I can't even imagine what it's caused others, and I'm sorry that this happened to everyone and this sort of spread to the community. And before you guys say, "Oh, Kai, you can't blame yourself for this. You're not responsible for their actions." Guys, you have to understand. I made the conscious decision to do collabs while this was going on. Like, these people were not even part of the Splatoon community. They probably didn't even know there was a community for it until I started doing collabs with people, and then they were just like, "Oh, there's all these other YouTubers that we can go and sort of bother." So, yeah, that was kind of my fault. So, for that, I am sorry. I do have to say though, I feel like after that event took place, that whole situation, I feel like there was like a tad bit of resentment towards me afterwards with the Splatuber community, because after this whole thing happened, there seemed to sort of be like an attitude shift to the way people treated me, and I don't know if that was because of this situation or because people just didn't vibe with me anymore. But over time, people seem to just want to do collabs less and less with me. And like, they would collab with other people, but anytime I asked to do a collab, like, no one would ever want to. And like, maybe it was just because it didn't interest them or they just were busy. But I'm just stating how I feel about the situation, and it kind of felt like people were kind of trying to distance themselves from me, which I think is completely fair. First of all, I think it's completely fair because of all that was happening. I don't think anyone would want to collab with me because even after that document came out, those people doubled down, made their own document, and continued to just harass me. And it even got to a point where they were sending albeit badly drawn and badly edited, but they were images of me, kind of explicit, but to try to say this in the most family friendly way possible. It was either of me swinging on a rope or me being skewered. Yeah, I don't know any other way to say it. I'm sure you're smart enough to figure out what I actually mean. So yeah, that was kind of the start of it, and then the fact that people didn't really seem interested in doing YouTube things with me anymore was kind of disappointing because that was kind of part of my whole, like, part of doing content creation. That was part of the whole appeal for me, was being able to do fun things with other people. And I kind of feel like because of the situation, people didn't really want to do that with me anymore. So that was kind of a little discouraging as well, but not a big deal because I would understand why people wouldn't want to do collabs with me after all of that. I do think sometimes I do think it got a little too far to the point where people just straight up stopped talking to me, but I feel like I don't know if that was entirely because of the situation or other things. Like, I don't really know. Another thing was just not long after all of that was going on. I found a lot of the smaller splat tubers were starting to just abandon Splatoon altogether. Like, people would either go on to do variety content or not upload as often, or just straight up leave Splatoon to do other content, or leave YouTube entirely even. I think I'm probably one of the, I mean, obviously I'm not the only one, but I'm like one of the few people, but I'm like one of the only people that is still doing Splatoon content exclusively for the most part. And I don't know, it just feels kind of disheartening, you know? Just all these other Splat-tubers, like all my, I guess they'd technically be my peers, just leaving Splatoon entirely, and it's just kind of like, I feel like there isn't really like much point to doing Splatoon content anymore, because everyone is just leaving, and you know, it feels kind of isolating sometimes. Just feel like, obviously, like I said, I'm not the only one, but there is significantly less of us than there were at the beginning of Splatoon 3. But you know, eventually, like, I was bouncing back from this, and then YouTube decided to hit its platform with one of the stupidest updates I've ever seen. So we're going to go over to 8-Bit Ryan here, and I'm just going to let him sort of explain, because I feel like he kind of explains this whole update pretty concisely, so I'm just going to let this play out just to explain what this new update is.
So it seems that YouTube's new system implemented may have some weight in terms of, like, you know, trying to find dead air in videos. Let's say people who may upload unedited videos where there are naturally going to be those highs and those lows within gaming content, or any form of content, I should say. This doesn't just directly mean that, you know, my type or gaming content will be affected. This is going to affect everyone in some regard. But it feels like right now, the more creative you choose to be and the more effort you try and put into a video to ensure that the consistency of the tone of the video is always something going on to keep you watching, it's gonna now punish us on a monetary level. Like, what kind of system is this that they thought about? Like, how can they think that this is a good idea? This is literally about to potentially destroy the livelihood of new and upcoming creators, and this is going to destroy the motivation for people to want to work hard on videos because we are getting punished. Don't quote me on this one, but I believe someone mentioned that the current system, so let me just break it down. The current system for ads is you can manually place them. You can use YouTube's automated system, which is not great, I'm not gonna lie, and it sometimes absolutely bombards people with ads, and I end up tending to remove 50 to 70% of them. But I think even the current automatic ad system is not going to work with the new system. So it's like, even though YouTube has this automatic ad thing, which should be what is doing the job of this new thing, the new thing, I believe, is even telling the automated thing that finds the best spots in your videos for ads, that these are interruptive, these are no good. Because let me just remind you guys, whilst this new system is in place, you have to click an automatic ads button, then you can add manual ads. Then we saw in Creekcraft's video, it has this pending review thing, because some kind of system then determines if these ad slots are disruptive, and if it deems them to be interruptive, it will not allow an ad to play during that moment. So I'm sure you can see the problem here.
So, yeah. I am also one of those creators that likes to edit his videos a lot. So, here I was actually preparing to have 2025 be the year where I actually bounce back and start doing content more regularly. And then I find out that this new system is coming in place a few days ago, and I'm just like, what is even the point anymore? Like, it's so frustrating, you know? Like, I want to try to make YouTube a career, you know? I want to do this full time, but YouTube just keeps doing stuff that sort of prevents me from doing that, you know? And it's just so frustrating. I don't understand why YouTube keeps doing this. Like, I had so many videos planned. Like, I was gonna try doing some informative content because I felt like I could contribute something now that I know a decent amount about Splatoon. I felt like I could contribute my own sort of unique informative content to the competitive scene. There was a video that I was planning for the 10-year anniversary of Splatoon that I thought the community would enjoy, and even for my third anniversary for my channel, I had something planned that I thought was going to be fun to make. But now all that creative drive is just gone because of this new system on top of everything else. And it's like, now YouTube is telling me, like, not only do I have to worry about getting copyrighted for the smallest bits of things. Like, not only do I have to worry about that, now I have to worry about if I am placing ads where YouTube deems them, like, proper to place. Like, why do you think that you have the better judgment to tell me where I should place ads in my videos to where they won't be disruptive? Like, it's literally part of a YouTuber's job to place ads in places where it won't be disruptive. So why do you not, I don't understand why YouTube just doesn't trust its creators. I don't understand what their whole obsession is with trying to remove as much control from their creators as possible. It makes no sense to me. Like, the copyright is already strict enough. Like, I had to scrap my entire Epic Mickey Rebrushed playthrough because I just kept getting copyrighted for the music that was in the game. So I couldn't even, like, play the game without the music being turned off, and like that's just gonna be boring. Like, no one wants to watch that. And plus, I want the music to play. I want to give the soundtrack, like, it stay in the game. So it's like I ended up having to scrap the whole thing because I just kept getting copyrighted on those videos. But now you're telling me I have to worry about where my ads are placed and whether YouTube thinks it's okay to place them there or not? Like, what? To put it in perspective, guys, even though my videos are highly edited and high octane, I still make them with ads in mind and place them accordingly. But now, because of this system, it is very possible that because of the fact that my editing is so fast paced, YouTube is going to then see that and be like, yeah, these places where you actually intended to put the ads, these places are disruptive, so we're not going to play ads here. Like, what am I even supposed to do at this point? And all this to say, I just want to make it clear, I only feel like I should stop making YouTube videos. I'm not going to stop. It's just, like, I'm gonna keep making videos, obviously. I enjoy doing it a lot. It's just but it's just the fact that, I want to make this a job. Like, that is one of the goals. And the fact that all of this is happening, the YouTube stuff and the things in the Splatoon community that I've dealt with, just all of that piling on top of each other, it's just very demotivating, and it just makes me feel like what even is the point of doing this to begin with. It's just so disheartening. But yeah.